Hey guys, welcome into today's video. Literally everybody is having a Black Friday sale right now. Like Black Friday isn't even a thing anymore. The sales just start like the week of Thanksgiving, or in some cases the week before Thanksgiving. They at least have been advertising it like at the beginning of November, saying, okay, you know, it's gonna go for a period of a week or sometimes 10 days. So it's not even a Black Friday anymore, but we're calling them Black Friday deals, and every creator has got their version of their video out except me. Today, as I'm filming this, it is the day before Thanksgiving. It's the 26th, so I'm late on this video according to me, but I have been placing a bunch of different orders with a bunch of different brands that have Black Friday deals, and I thought it would be a fun video to do a three-way type video. So like part show and tell, part talking about the stuff that I picked up from things that were on my wish list from brands that are having, you know, Black Friday deals, and then part try on. So that's what we're gonna do. I think we'll probably start with what I picked up today during the Black Friday sale with Ulta, start kind of putting that on, and I'll kind of show you things as we go, like that are on their way but haven't come yet. This is not necessarily going to be here are my recommendations for all the sales, although in a way it's kind of like that because I'm purchasing these things that were on my wish list from brands that I know don't have a lot of sales, that I've been wanting things but don't pull the trigger because they're expensive. So like they are kind of my recommendations. Now these things range from indie brands to drugstore. I will be linking all of these products in the description box for you guys to check out. Obviously, a lot of these are going to be affiliated links, so if you do purchase something, it does help me. But a lot of these sales are running through until the 1st, which is going to be next Monday. So I'm going to try and get this video up by Friday so you still have some time to take advantage of the deals, basically. Yeah, so you know what? Let's go ahead and start with everything that I picked up at Ulta today. And let's go from there. Like, there's a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna dump it out. Let's start off with the two things that were not on sale. Let's just do that. Let's just get that out of the way because there were two things in here I don't want to just like leave out. There were kind of new releases, but they're like, you know, they're Christmassy. So I wanted this palette from ColourPop the moment I saw the color story. Now I actually did get this like discounted, and I'll tell you why, but I haven't bought a ColourPop palette in so long, like a long time, like years. The ColourPop palettes, they're cute, but you know, I think like once you try one formula, you kind of try them all sort of thing. And a lot of the color stories that they've been coming out with recently just like weren't my cup of tea. They had one palette on display in the Ulta that I went to. It was like sitting on the top and there was no other palettes next to it. It was literally one set of this full collection. So I ended up getting just this palette and the highlighters that came with it. Now this palette normally retails for $25, which I think for ColourPop is a lot, but it is an 15 pan palette. I had to sit there and count for a second. Here it is here. Now isn't that like a perfectly kind of the Grinchy, just like a color story that you could just wear like all year round sort of? It just fit. There were a lot of really cool looking shimmers because I opened the palette even though there wasn't one for me to look at on display. And some of these shimmers, like especially this one, just looked just so good. And I even think there's like a duochrome in here. Like I want to say this green one is the Mr. Grinch shade. I feel like could be like some sort of like duochromy one. Anyway, this just looked really enticing. Some of the lighter shades look really similar, you know, in the top row, like they might look the same on your eyes, especially the two pink ones in this row, and then the two deep ones maybe on the bottom row, but I was willing to take a chance. It just looked really, really cute. And again, it's been absolutely years since I've purchased anything from ColourPop. Now, here's my very long receipt. So that does retail for $25, but it's my birthday month also. So I got the $10 off coupon. Then I also had $33 in points. It applied the $10 off coupon to this palette, and then my points redemption got me $3.45 off for $11.55 is what I ended up getting this palette for. I also went in with a gift card that I had for my birthday that my boss gave me, so I used that too. It was a $50 gift card. Here is the little Grinchy Grinch highlighters. There are two, I think, that are like limited edition shades relative to, you know, what ColourPop does. So there's a pink one and a light one. The pink one, oh my gosh, so super duper cute. It's upside down, but that's okay. This is in Gru 3 sizes. The ColourPop formula is absolutely fabulous. It's also been ages since I purchased a ColourPop highlighter. Oh, let's go ahead and swatch. The ColourPop highlighters that I've had have been like Flexitarian and then whatever the other really popular shade one was. The last time I bought a highlighter from ColourPop, it was from the original Twilight collection, and it was garbage. It was so bad. They're just like glossy and weird. Like some of them were extra wet, so that was a no for me. But I've been really into pink highlighters, so this was the only other thing that I saw that I really, really wanted. And this one is in 2 sizes too small. It is it's a Wednesday as I'm filming this. My whole family's home. So if there's like loudness in the background, that's my daughter gaming, probably talking to her friend. There's 2 sizes too small, I think. Yeah, that's what it's called. Ooh, it's kind of chunky. Let's rub it in. Anyway, it's just like one champagne-y shade and then one pink shade. So I did get this one discounted. These are normally $16. My points redemption brought it down to $12.32. So these just looked delicious. I just wanted to share these with you. I believe everything else except one more new release from the drugstore was discounted. So everything right now at Ulta is between like 30, 40, and 50% off. They're having a really good Black Friday sale. There's a lot of things I don't need that would be nice to buy. I just didn't want to buy in excess because I have them. For example, there's a lot of things, hair care, skin care right now that are on sale at Ulta between 30 and 40% off. There's quite a bunch of good deals, but there's been some things on my wish list that I wanted to get, as opposed to like stocking up more on like skincare and hair care. So a bunch of these are not new releases except these 3. This is the 3rd one. The Cloudtopia Cheek and Lip Mousse from Maybelline. Now these colors are interesting. They're going to be awfully vibrant, I think, because they are like a moussey texture, which tends to be like a very popsicle-y stain. Most of the textures like that tend to be something that's like a little bit more pigmented. So yeah, just like a whipped moussey texture, which I feel like some people are saying are like kind of a dupe to the Fui Pops. Probably what they intended. So this was new and not on sale. This retails for $9.99. My points redemption got it down to $7.69. They like apply the points evenly. So this is one that we could try on today, but I do have other things that I did pick up that are Black Friday deals and like from other brands. There's a lot of stuff here. So I've got indie brands and Ulta. I mean, basically that's pretty much, I targeted a lot of indie brands, so we'll be talking about that as well. Now I've been wanting some more ColourPop Super Shocks, honestly, since I did a eyeshadow declutter, which by the time I'm filming this, I haven't even gotten that up yet. So this video is gonna go up before the single eyeshadow declutter. I just wanted more because 2 of my shades had dried out, and even though I have a very large collection, these were on sale for $7 a piece, I believe. No, pardon me, these are 30% off at the current moment on both ColourPop's website and on Ulta's website. It brought it down $2.10, meaning these were $4.90 a piece, which is really nice. You even might get a little bit more off on the ColourPop site. If that's the case, I'll pop it up on the screen. Now, I did end up repurchasing Ritz, which was one of the shades that I ended up having to declutter because it dried out. But you know, I kind of forgot that I had that shade, and so like I wasn't using it as much as I probably would now. But also, I tell ya, I am just grabbing singles every single day for work. I haven't even been testing eyeshadow palettes because I just do not have the time. I'm just a slow Joe. That's what I am. Ritz is a very popular shade. Just like a nice taupey sparkly one and done. So honestly, I was super bummed that I didn't have this in my collection, or that it like completely dried out. And then I picked up Frog, which I feel like I might have even had at one point as well, like a long time ago. Or was it Birthday Cake? I don't know. These are like kind of falling out of here, so I'm a little scared. It might have been like Birthday Cake. I don't think I've ever had Frog. Oh yeah, this one's loose in here. But Frog and Ritz are 2 of their like super popular single shades. It's just a really pretty light pink with frosty sparkles. But I know that I'm reaching for these basically all the time, and the Party of 5 shade that I have, that's very similar to the pink with blue sparkles that are coming out all over the place, those kinds of singles, that is up on my vanity. I've just been using it constantly. And then I picked up Roy G. Biv, which I don't know what that is, but it just looked like this beautiful fiery single, like an orange with a gold, which I really do like in both like blush and singles. For whatever reason, these are kind of loose in here. Let's give this a swatch. I'm like probably most excited to swatch this. Want to see what kind of base it has. It can be built up pretty well. All three of these shades are absolutely shades that I would reach for. I did a good job in getting these for myself. And again, 30% off, yes please. I actually have these in my cart at the ColourPop website, and maybe not these exact ones, but I know I had Ritz and then I think Frog in there. But of course, then you pay for shipping unless you buy over a certain amount, and I think I only had 3 or 4 of those Super Shocks, and because they're on sale, I don't think I was reaching like the $25 minimum, if I'm remembering correctly. So for me, going to Ulta to get them at 30% off really honestly just made a little bit more sense. Now, I have been wanting to try the Disco Queen shade from Ulta, and the Ulta brand is part of like the Black Friday deal. These are actually normally more money than the Super Shocks from ColourPop. These are normally $9 a piece, but they are 40% off right now. I've had the Disco Queen in my cart for several months at this point. I just think that it landed like on like the popular page. It's that like pinky purple base with the blue sparkles. That's what I'm saying. Like every brand is coming out with this. It's just like a really popular kind of shade. I've had Ulta singles before, but nothing like this in this packaging after they kind of rebranded. That's a nice one and done single. You get a really good purple reflect in the light there. But of course, because I was there, I had to pick up a second shade, and this one is in Roaring 20s. Again, 40% off, normally $9 a piece. I think it's kind of a high price point for what you're getting for the $9 here. Like, look at this chintzy pack. I mean, it's not that chintzy, but it's not like luxe in any way, shape, or form, you know? I've seen better. This one just had like a nice taupey one and done appeal about it. So I wanted to get it after I swatched it. And it was one of the ones that was like less sparkly and just kind of more like metallic looking that you could really just smoke out with like a liner and just an everyday, very wearable office shade, which I cannot stop buying. I keep buying those like taupey brown shades. Anyway, for testing them out, like 40% off, well, is that right? Yes, 40% off is definitely the way to go. Now, the last thing that I did get from ColourPop, they are having a sale on a lot of their 9-pan palettes. These are 30% off, just like a lot of what's going on in their collection. It's the same thing on their website. It is normally $14, but with 30% off, it's $4.20 off. So you're getting this palette for literally less than 10 bucks, which is really nice. I think for these 9 pans, it's like about $1 a shade, you know? And the Sage the Day of all these 9 pans is probably the only one of a kind of color story I've never purchased singularly from ColourPop. I don't have any like primary greens from them. I have a lot that are like very rosy and pink tones still from these 9 pans, but nothing like this. So yeah, for $9, I thought this is gorgeous. And this is like a great fall looking palette. So I probably took advantage of the fact that there are sales for Black Friday to pick this up. I probably would have resisted myself paying the $14 to kind of get that full price normally. Now, I don't know if we'll use the eyeshadow palettes just yet. Like, which shade am I going to use? Because I feel like I got a lot of eyeshadows here. There's still more to go. I don't know. I feel like maybe we will use one of the singles. But speaking of singles, this I think came out a couple of months ago from Maybelline. This is one of the Color Tattoo 24-hour eye sticks. A lot of Maybelline was also on sale. I wish that they had their new concealer in stock, but they did not. This was 50% off. It's normally $11.99, so without it, I don't know, because my points redemption was on top of it. But this is another, again, just like brownie taupey shade that I'm just reaching for like crazy. Both in eyeshadow sticks, which I've been buying a lot of lately, and then single shadows. Now this one doesn't have any sparkles, but again, it's just a very nice metallic one and done. I think a lot of people were saying that these were really good. A couple of months ago, I was definitely seeing people say, oh, these were pretty good, or at least they were giving them a go. But I'm getting more into eyeshadow sticks, so at that point, I probably wouldn't have purchased it. But definitely with that 50% off, it makes it more appealing. Now, I did re-up on one thing. I re-upped on this from NYX. It's the Blade and Shade, yes, brow pencil. They make some of the coolest cool ash brown shade that I have. Usually a lot of taupes from brands can be very cool toned, but they are not. And I mentioned in my last declutter that like this is one of the coolest that really matches my natural hairs really well. And I really enjoy this kind of tip. It just makes it extremely easy to apply. I just like flick the bottom, like it's just very, very easy. So I did get this. Where is it? Oh, this was not on sale. This was just a re-up, so this was another thing. These are $12 a piece, but my points redemption brought it down to $9.24. So like that was worth it for me. So I think like while we're going and we get to this point, I'll just do my brows and we'll keep talking. Yeah, this is definitely like one of my new favorites. It's just the coolness of it, the fact that it's very fast and it lasts all day. It's just been my thing. The shape is really cool too. As you get down here, they get a little bit more creamy, but they start out like a perfect formula. Not too creamy, not too dry, and they last. It doesn't claim to be waterproof or anything, but I don't really want to spend more than $12 on a brow pencil. I've liked the ones from e.l.f. before, but I think they're a little bit chalkier than these Blade and Shades. And also, they took them out and then brought different ones in, and then I just never tried the new ones. And their shades were not as cool either. You know, I could try a lot of different like drugstore ones. I could maybe even try one from Maybelline, but so far I'm just like, I'm stuck on this one. So wanted to repurchase it. All right, let's do this Half Magic lip drip, the Magic Drip rather, glitter lip gloss. These are 30% off right now during the sale. And I got Blushing Lizard because I also have the single shadow I just picked up recently and just did it in a speed reviews, which by the way, I'm not even sure will be up before this video. In fact, I know it won't. So I know this is a very popular like viral shade at the current moment for Half Magic. And again, just something that's like going viral in general. So this was kind of like an impulse. I mean, all of it is impulsive, but I did not have this in my picture of things that I wanted to get when I walked in the door. And usually that keeps me from just going too crazy. If I don't do that for myself, then I end up getting a ton of stuff I didn't anticipate. In this particular order, I did end up getting 3 things that I wasn't planning on getting. This eyeshadow stick from Maybelline, this lip gloss, and the next thing that I want to show you that is fabulous. Like if I can talk you into anything today, it's probably gonna be this perfume. So this looks really nice. You know, I don't know which lip product we'll end up putting on today, but this is a nice one. I kind of, you know what, if we don't put it on, what's the point here? I have other lip products, so I don't know where I'm gonna land yet. So this is gonna be a nice gloss over something. This is not something that's gonna look good on me, I think, just by itself. Oh, it's making my teeth look real yellow because you can see a lot of my lip color underneath, and I don't love the way that that looks. You know, that's what I was fearful of when I swatched it in store, is that it just wasn't gonna have enough pigment to cover the color of my lips. So it might look good, 1, with a look put together, and then 2, maybe over a lip liner. Oh, that shadow stick was hard to get off. I don't know, some of these Half Magic ones kind of look prettier than they are, but at 30% off, if you're gonna try one, you know, probably do it when there's a sale. Okay, my coveted thing that I found from today is the La de Coco. It's L-A-I-T de Coco. It's an eau de parfum, and it was at the checkout counter. It's a Le Monde Gourmand 008. They had a counter, and I sprayed it, and I was like, oops, I don't think this was a tester. I was like, well, I'm getting it anyway. So the lait, like that means milk de coco. You know, in French, I'm saying that horribly, but you guys get it. So this was on sale. The La de Coco Eau de Parfum in the 1 fluid ounce is 30% off. This is normally $28. I got 30% off, which saved me $8.40. I have been into these warm gourmands. I cannot help myself, but when I smelled this, I was like, put it in my bag, put 5 of them, and do it immediately. This was the only one that like looks like milk. The rest of them were like a clear liquid. Ooh, $19.60 Black Friday deal. It says it's the ultimate coconut scent that you can wear year round. The top notes are bergamot, middle is vanilla praline, and the base is creamy coconut. Stop. Fragrance family is amber gourmand. It's fresh, creamy, clean. That's everything that it smells like. You guys, it's to die for. It is like fresh vanilla. It's like you stepped out of a shower and splashed like the freshest water on you, but it had like coconut milk and vanilla in it. Oh, it's warm. It's yummy. You know, a lot of these vanilla scents that I've been smelling lately and that I've been trying, they're overly vanilla. They smell like extract. They're missing the warmth. And so the notes just, they're up here and they're like, oh, what is that vanilla extract smell? You know, it smells like when you open a bottle of vanilla extract and you get ready to like put it in something that you're baking. Ooh, that's just kind of what it smells like. And that's not the nicest, warmest scent. It's just super sweet. And so I feel like a lot of these brands that I've been smelling that are really missing the freshness that I think should be paired with a vanilla. Just like the milky scents are getting me. In one of my earlier videos with my beauty empties, one of the perfumes that I finished off was Extra Milk by DedCool. So I did end up placing an order on their website for their Black Friday deal, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. This is sweeter and fresher and like stronger than that, but the DedCool Extra Milk was one of my absolute favorites of this year, like of the kind of vanilla variety. This one definitely comes close, and right now for the 30% off, you guys, like if you're somebody who likes this, this is to check out. I'm not even joking. And I've never heard of this brand, Le Monde Gourmand. I mean, they had a bunch of other scents like stacked up there, so you know they have more than just this, but this just is great. And the woman at the counter was like, oh, that'll last you so long, like you don't need a lot of sprays. I wouldn't say it's overly strong when you spray it. Like one spray is great, but there goes the dog, but not overpowering. But there's other scents that they had going on. And then there's one that's like truly vanilla instead of like this coconutty vanilla. Anyway, nice glass jar for 19 bucks. You know, perfumes are super expensive. So for me to find this, I was like keen. And then the final thing that I picked up from Ulta, we will be putting on today. It's from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I saw, okay, listen, I don't know how Jeffree Star wound up on my For You page, but he did, okay? So I watched him watch someone else put this on and say, okay, ABH, what's been going on? So this was $26 and it is right now 14 bucks. So when I saw Jeffree put this lash sculpt on, I said, hello volume. If you guys know my mascara preference, listen, if you can make my lashes super duper pigmented, I'm there for it. And all year this year, I have been trying new mascaras, like new and old, but there's been quite a bit of new releases that I ended up picking up for myself. So it brought it down to 12 bucks, and then my points redemption brought it down another $3.22 for a whopping $10.78. Like that's it. That'll get me every time. So lengthening and volumizing mascara, ABH has had this out for a long time. That video that Jeffree Star did, it got me, you guys. It wasn't even his lashes, it was like her lashes, but I never saw that video. So there's a bunch of stuff that I ordered that has not arrived yet that I wanted to talk about. So I told you guys about DedCool being one of my favorite brands of this year, and they did have the extra milk that I really enjoyed. And I don't even know how I got it. I must have got it in an advent calendar, but it was so delicious. And I think I just got like a little tester. So I've been wanting the extra milk, but on their website, they have their travel sizes, which are normally $30. They were on sale for $21. So on their site right now, they're running 30% off site-wide. So you can get any of their fragrances for 30% off. So I did get 2 of them for $21 a piece. I did pay $8 for shipping on these, but I didn't get the extra milk. Instead, I decided to use that 30% to test some new ones. So I did read up on them a little bit. I picked up Taunt Travel Spray. And this one is supposed to be a bergamot and fresh dew on the top. The middle is floral and cassis. The bottom is vanilla and amber. I'm a little nervous that the middle is floral and cassis, but it's supposed to be like creamy and alluring, watching vanilla clouds in a citrus sky. So vanilla and citrus are definitely 2 fragrance scents that I really enjoy. So I thought pairing those 2 together would be fabulous. It reminds me a lot of, where is it? I'm always leaning the wrong way. The Capri in a bottle that I have from Kali. That is absolutely fabulous and kind of just like that warm but very fresh citrus scent. So I thought combining those 2 would be good, even though it said floral. It says, smells like daydreaming about your first perfume. Feels like a coming of age story. And then I did pick up Mochi Milk. That sounds right up my alley. Again, the travel spray. It says the sweetest new addition to the milk family. Peach nectar and pillowy marshmallow whipped with sweetened rice milk. Hello, I'm there all day. Sandalwood, amber, and white musk add depth. Feels like sleeping on a cloud. Smells like sweet nothings. The top is marshmallow peach nectar enveloping incense is what it says. That sounds like my kind of thing. The only thing I'm worried about is the middle, which has jasmine petals. I don't love jasmine, but it has sweet rice milk and vanilla bean also. So I thought, you know, if those are the middle notes, they might still like be warm enough and just give it sweetness without it being carried away. The bottom is Australian sandalwood, sandalwood amber, and white musk. Like these are my dream scents. So DedCool might be just like right up my alley. They do have other ones. I think they have one that's like a citrus one. I could be wrong, but 30% off. Hello, I'm there all day. I've been getting so much more into fragrance. I also do love nails. I'm not wearing any currently, but I had to like peel them off. But one of the things that I struggle with are finding nails that are big enough for my fingers. My nail beds are big, my fingers are big, my nails are big, especially my thumbs, and most nails don't fit me. So I was kind of looking up ones that had like bigger nails for larger nail beds, and I found CurvLife. I don't know how I found them, but they are running a sale right now where everything is up to 60% off on their Black Friday early access. So I did pick up 2 sets of nails. They do have press-on nails, solid polish, pedicures. I think that there was like something that they talked about, the semi-permanent glue was a big deal that they sell. Like that's just like a big seller of theirs. And they do have some very cool different styles. So from them, I ended up picking up 2 sets of nails. They're normally $12.99, but I got them for $10.99. So I got the Blush Glossy Allure, which is short, but they're made for like wider nail beds, and they have a square tip, which is kind of hard to find. And then I got for $9.99 the Mysterious Purple. They're normally, again, $12.99 a piece. So yeah, they're running, what did I say? Up to 50% off fast shipping. Now this is one brand that you probably don't need to go to their website to get the deals. I was able to find them on Amazon. They do sell all of their stuff, and they are running their Black Friday deals there too, and the prices seem exactly the same. So, you know, they're in stock and local, and you can get Prime overnight delivery for this brand. So if I do end up liking the design of them, and if they're big enough for my nail beds, I'd probably go on Amazon and purchase them again, because the only ones that have really been big enough to fit my nail beds honestly have been the Impress nails, and they're hard to find in the extra wide, but they are the only brand that I've been able to find that does extra wide. But then the styles are very limited. Some of the other ones will sort of fit me, and then I'll like kind of conceal the fact that like part of my thumb is showing, and sometimes I can't even conceal it when I'm doing videos. It's just kind of the way it is. But yeah, definitely the newly upgraded quick drying semi-solid nail glue is definitely one thing that I see like they are known for. They're advertising quite a bit. So that is one thing that I ended up getting also Black Friday that's not here. Had I known that they were on Amazon before I placed the order, I would have checked them out there. Let's shift over to indie brands. So I love indie brands. They don't always go on sale. They are very expensive because, you know, you always have to pay for shipping unless you're placing a big order and then shipping is free, but I usually don't get that. So no matter what, I'm usually paying for shipping. So getting a discount is absolutely fabulous. Now, most indie brands right now are running some sort of Black Friday deal, but you can basically assume if you can think of the indie brand, it's probably running some sort of sale at some point. They may not run as long as other commercial retailers, but if it's a brand that you like, I would say like go and check it out right about now up until the 1st, because they're probably going to be running some sort of Black Friday deal. The first indie brand that I want to talk about is from Devinah Cosmetics. Devinah Cosmetics is running their sale Monday the 24th through Friday the 28th. So today is going to be their last day that they're having the sale, and it's 50% off site-wide. I love Devinah Cosmetics single shadows. I still have several in my collection. You know, singles can be pretty expensive, especially when you get of the duochrome and multi-chrome variety. So I did pick myself up with that 50% off site-wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different shades. Now some of them, depending upon whether or not I got a multi-chrome or just a sparkly shade, they range from $4 to $8.50. I only picked up one multi-chrome, which was $8.50, and the rest of them were $4 a piece because they are the sparkly ones. I'll show you guys. Now some of the ones that I did end up picking up are completely sold out, so I would say because the sale is only running till the 28th, I would jump on it now. And $4 singles for Devinah, it's really good. They're pretty affordable anyway, and I found that their quality is absolutely fantastic. Let's see what I paid for shipping. $9.95, and my discount from all the shades that I added were $65 total, and I got $32.50 off for a total of $42.45 for all of these singles, including shipping, which is a tremendous deal. The pressed pigment multi-chrome was $17 by itself, so you can imagine like $17 is a haul for just one single shadow, but all of these looked so good I could not pass it up. So if you're interested, today's the day. And then Glamlite was also running a sale. They are doing 40% off selected items. You have to use the code Black Friday for 40% off select items, but then later on it says 40% off site-wide. Shop now. Big thing right there. So a lot of stuff looked like it was sold out. They don't have a ton of like eyeshadow palettes that are still in their collection. I think the Twilight ones that just released and the Trick or Treat, those ones don't look to be on sale. So I guess those are exclusions as well. I did pick up the Garfield palette because I heard the quality on this was really good, but the shimmers just look like they're my cup of tea here. And it's kind of a fall moment, and it retailed for $25 with a discount to $14. I also picked up the Trick or Treat Glamlite palette. That one was not on sale. I did pay full price for it. It was $20, but I couldn't help it because I was there and there wasn't any other palette that I wanted to take advantage of the discount, and some of the ones that they have, like I already have. The Strawberry Shortcake and Glamlite one, I have that in my collection. That's on sale for $25 right now. I didn't really want the Betty Boop anyway, so there wasn't a ton of palettes available. I know that they've come out with a lot of collaborations, and it just seems like a lot of them are already like gone, you know, once they're gone, they're gone. It doesn't say how long the sale is going to be running for, but it does say that they'll be closed the 27th and 28th, and they'll process orders after that in observance of the holiday season. So anyway, it is still running. I also picked up a palette from Dede Signature, and I do have a discount code with them, but I don't think you're able to stack the two on top of one another. Dede Signature's actually been launching a bunch of different palettes recently, and I just haven't been like fast enough in picking up new releases. I'm still trying to get through a lot of the indie eyeshadow palettes that I have left over that I hauled for 23, 24, and 25. But they have the new Festive Elegance palette. Oh my gosh, you guys, this looks absolutely stunning, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So their Black Friday sale is running today, the 26th through December 1st, and it's up to 70% off site-wide. I did end up picking up the From the Roots palette, which originally retails for $48.99. I did get it for $34.30. I don't know if the Festive one is like already sold out or not. Oh my God, that releases November 28th. That palette looks, that is like the best Christmas palette I've seen in a while. But yeah, 70% off. I don't know if it's like entirely site-wide or if it's just like on select things, but the couple of holiday palette releases that they've had recently look so good, and I haven't kept up with like buying what she's come out with recently. Let's move on to Oden's Eye. I do have some stuff here. They have a new holiday palette that's launching, and the Black Friday sales are live. So I want to say I ended up picking up some of the stuff, and I have a cart full of stuff right now. It's just awful. They have the Shimmer eyeshadow bundle right now in my cart that is normally $82, and it's half off. The sale ends on the 31st. It is $41.40. I'm probably gonna get it. There's 16 shades in this magnetic palette, and it's of their shimmer bundle, shades 31 through 42. Looks so fabulous. I also have the Stone and Rock palette in my cart. It is normally $35.90. It's retailing for $21.54. They included a free blush brush and detail crease brush, and then I got one of the multi-chromes in the shade 22, which is Logan. Normally $14.90 for a single shade and $8.94. So how much is in my cart? $71.88. I might not get the Stone and Rock palette. I'm not even sure right now, but I definitely want the shimmer eyeshadow bundle for $41.40. Like, it being that discounted, I feel like I need to get it. And then the one multi-chrome, I just felt like that was so good I couldn't pass up. So Oden's Eye is running that sale. Let me show you what else I picked up, but I think I got it before the Black Friday deal started, which is such a shame, but these are still on their website, so you can get these discounted, even though I did not. This video is going to be so long, but I was so excited and I placed so many orders. There's so much to talk about. from the Solmon to the Moonlight Feel Highlighter. So I've always seen these. Like everybody has these but me. Everybody who tries indie brands has got one of these. I needed it. This is so much heavier than you would think it would be. It's like thicker too. You know, and seeing people have these, they don't look as sturdy as this when people are like swatching them. But this is absolutely stunning. I see a lot of people who get these in PR just end up decluttering these because, I don't know, they have all the shades because Oden's Eyes sent them all. But I thought, man, you know, like I wanna, just FOMO. That looks absolutely stunning. It's like a pinky silver. I'm telling you, this packaging is so sturdy and so legit, and these boxes are so fat for like a single highlighter. And then from the Solmon to the Sunlit Love Blusher, I ended up getting 2 blushes from 2 different collections, but 2 of these from the Solmon. And this one is a pinky one, and it's like 2-toned. But I don't know if I'm gonna wear that as like a blush as it indicates. So there's like a top spray. Okay, you can see there's an overspray on that like second side where I kind of rubbed it down, and now it's just kind of like a lot more matte. See, I don't know if I'd use this as a blush, but I would for sure put this on as a highlighter. So even though this looks too crazy for a blush, guys, I still was like, you know what though? I can wear that as a highlighter all day, every day. Depending upon if it's like too dang sparkly, I guess. Maybe that wouldn't be something that I would enjoy. But because these are discounted right now, you guys, if you wanted to give these a go, they're here. And they don't last forever either. And then from the Shadows collection, I got one of the blushers too. And again, I think this is gonna end up being probably not a blush, but more of a highlighter. If I recall, this one is like, oh no, it's pink and it's also 2-toned. But yeah, it is also probably gonna be a highlighter for me. Yeah, just an overspray. You never know. Maybe this is pigmented enough to be a blush. No, it's just too sparkly for me. I know myself, that's pretty, but that's definitely gonna be more of like a topper or even just like like a highlighter, essentially. Same difference, really, you know, blush topper versus a highlighter. Kinda. This one is the least sparkly though. These 2 are blushers, but this one is the least sparkly. Very excited, and these boxes are delish. Let's move on to another indie brand that I have had on my wish list forever. So you can hear my kids. Nikkia Joy Cosmetics. She is known for the powder. I've just heard about this powder, the setting powder, so many freaking times. This is called the Velvet Finishing Powder. Blur and set with this lightweight, oil absorbing, soft focus matte powder for long lasting wear. So I don't know how long their sale is going. It doesn't exactly say on here, but everything is 30% off site-wide. And this powder smells like hot chocolate. It smells like hot chocolate. It's like a packet of hot chocolate with vanilla in it. That's what this smells like. It smells absolutely delicious. These are called like vanilla scented, but it does smell like a packet of hot chocolate to me. I mean, I can smell the vanilla, but definitely a packet. So far, this is a beautiful, gorgeous powder. I would agree. I think it is more like a finishing powder. I was expecting it to be a setting powder the way that like oily skinned people say, but it's supposed to be oil absorbing, long wear, flawless finish. So far, it is absolutely fabulous and it smells great. But the thing I was most excited about were her pressed pigments. So I did wear one today. These are a lot smaller than I thought that they were gonna be, but for 30% off, I guess I kind of, you know, it's okay. So these pressed pigments come in Supernova pigments, Supernova 2.0, pressed pigments, Chroma Shift pigments, Color Frost, Duochrome, and metallic pigments. I picked up one of the Duochromes and then one of the Chroma Shifts. So let me see if I can show you what the Chroma Shift looks like. It's so hard. It is a golden, sparkly, it's so delicious, and I've been into pressed pigments so much more. Now this really didn't pop until I put a glitter glue down, but it was so pretty. Now this one, that's the Duochrome Shift, I'm hoping you can kind of see from this cap. It's like a green purple. There's kind of the purple. It's a green purple loose pigment, and I feel like this is the one that I would like to play with today. Right now these are retailing for $9.10. Really good, I think, for this size, for what you're getting, like how pretty these ended up being for that 30% off. And as crazy as I've gotten, you guys, the very final one that I want to go over today, they're also doing a Black Friday deal. What is the Black Friday deal? It's up to 70% off. P.Louise. So some things are less off than others. 70% off is like the most that they've discounted things. P.Louise is so cute. and like chunky and just like everything looks fabulous that it's been on my wish list to try for a while. I know that they are famous for their bases, so I had to pick up a base. I got one of the basic cosmic base, and this one is like in a confetti shade. Funfetti frosting. Like it's just a light pink. And I have a couple right now. I have the Rare Beauty one and then just like a regular concealer from Morphe that I'm using. But this is like a perfect light tone for someone who's fair skinned. And I thought I'll try that first to see if I like the formula before I go back and get other bases from P.Louise. But P.Louise is known for their bases. So let's get this on. I don't know how much this was discounted, but again, you guys, just the fact that it's up to 70% off on the entire site for this Black Friday deal, I was like, see, I've never shopped this much for a Black Friday before in my life. Here we are, 40 minutes into the dang video, and we're just now getting to put this on. But I thought every brand is now sending me emails of all the Black Friday deals, and so many things have been on my wish list to try. And to be honest with you, I shop at Sephora and Ulta the most, but it is so much better to get these things directly from the website if you ask me. There's so many things that I didn't want or care for from Sephora, during this sale. And Sephora's Black Friday sale is the shittiest of them all. Sorry, Sephora. Okay, that's cute. It's making me look like an absolute ghost though, I don't know if it's like meant for all over the way that I'm using it for. I think it probably would have been better as like to set it down before I put a shade on so that I just set the eyes. It's nice and light pink. I mean, it's a decent formula. I think that I probably would have gotten the most out of a colored shade, for the purposes of laying like a colored shadow on top and just having like a colorful base underneath. We're gonna go Nikkia Joy. I have some more things from P.Louise that I want to show you after I get this sucker on the eyes. I'm gonna taint it. I'm gonna use my AOA Studio tacky base. I've got to. I noticed how thin these are. They just don't pop unless you have a sticky base that you're putting down. So I'm just gonna do one eye at a time. But I wanna show you the rest of what I got because I even forget what the heck this is. Oh, it's a blush balm kit. That's right. There's more blush that I bought to show you. I have never been more excited for Black Friday deals ever. I feel like this year they have started and lasted longer than like any other year that I've ever paid attention. We need a lot more of this shade. Excuse me. And maybe that's just my imagination, but I could have sworn the Black Friday deals this year are just out of control. Everyone is doing them. And I'm not saying out of control in a bad way. I'm literally saying I've never seen more brands just have up to 70% off running for an entire week. And that's great. To be honest, bring it on. You got surplus. We're here to buy it. I couldn't be more excited for the things that I have purchased this Black Friday than ever before. I haven't even started shopping for my family. This has all been for myself. But this shade is just stunning. It's just stunning. It's a little bit of extra work because you probably want to set your eyes. You probably want to set your eyes. And then you probably do want to put a tacky base down. So it's a couple layers with these loose pigments. The way that, was I calling them pressed pigments? No, I don't think so. I think I was calling them loose pigments. It's a little bit of an extra work to work with these. And also you get 3 little holes in here. So I was taking these off and then I realized like the inside of these, but then I realized it was kind of like loose in the cap here and making a huge mess. So I ended up putting the little sifter cap back on, and I think that's really just like the way to keep them. Is that not so pretty? Yeah, it took some extra steps, but like it has a decent purple base with like that kind of green shift on top for like $9. I don't know, it's just, I'm liking it. For whatever reason, I'm liking more simple eye looks at the current moment. Where normally I'm really into like a bright eye look, but again, moving fast in the morning, I need something quick. I've been reaching for singles and loose pigments like crazy. I'm not even gonna taint this with an eyeliner. Nope, I'm just gonna leave it all on its own. That and some mascara, and I think we're probably good. So some of the other stuff that I got from P.Louise were their blushes. How could you not want these? Gigantic blush. The puffy is terrible on them. I did use this one right here. I wanted to try a purple shade, the Very Violet. It's very white based and it looked terrible on me. It's the only one that I ended up opening. But But I also picked up the liquid shimmer blush, I think in 2 shades, where this one is just the liquid blush, so it doesn't have any shimmer. But I got a pinky and like an orangey peach in the shimmer one. So maybe we'll end up trying one of these. I'd like to match my eye look as much as possible, but I think these are probably the closest things. But look at, I can't. This makeup is so pretty from P.Louise. I almost bought the advent calendar and then I was like, no, that is way too expensive. I think the advent calendar is retailing for $420. And without ever trying the brand, it was not something that I was gonna start with. I mean, I would have, but then I had to stop myself. So this came in a little trio, and these are like blush balms, you know, think Merit, think what the Moira duped. Packaging. Oh, look at the little lips that are like hearts. Well, it's like hearts, not lips, but I don't know, it could be both. I have no idea how these open. I do not want to break it. Okay, twist it. So this one right here is in Better Naked. Ooh. Oh my god, why does that look like a juicy ball of... Oh, that's so pretty. That's a really good nude shade. I've been having trouble finding really good nude shades recently, and honestly, I'm just like into nude shades. I do this thing where I jump back between orange shades, pink shades, and like nude shades. Oh look, you know it's closed when the little lips go together. I think that one is very nudie, but this one is called Nude Mood. Oh, that's very similar in Nude Mood. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's way more nude. Much lighter color. This one is in Lover's Mark, and I'm hoping this is the one that we end up using, but it might not be. No, it's just too deep. This is a terracotta kind of shade. Probably not one that I will absolutely love, so I might end up decluttering it, but these are very balmy, very, very balmy, which is nice, and they blend out nicely, like they move around nicely. I mean, they'll be like holding their pigment when they get to the cheeks, and they're just nice and juicy, and they moved nicely. They're not too pigmented, you know, they look good. Let's go ahead and swatch these other ones to see which blush I want. So this one's in Flirty Fizz. By the way, this is what their puffs look like, and I have not been able to figure out exactly how they come out, except by going like this. Oh yeah, that's it. And then the purple one took ages to come out. And then I thought, well, you squeeze and press, squeeze and press. So that's kind of what you have to do, squeeze and press at the same time. Ooh, that's not just shimmery, that's straight up sparkly. Very, very small sparkles though. And then it's gonna go ahead and make a mess. So I don't know if I needed 3 for the reason of these puffs don't last super long for me. Ooh, look at that. That's better in person, I promise. I just think that these puffs eventually you kind of need to take off because they start stinking like alcohol because the product's been sitting in them and they just don't apply super well after a while. And this one is already coming out of the top, so I don't know. Ooh, it's exploding it. Yeah, I don't know. These shimmery ones are like way sheer, I think. Maybe that's the one we'll end up using. Yeah, probably. I just want something lighter. And then the very violet one, you know, I was hoping that it was more violet and less white based, like it had more purple. Man, this came out so white based on me and it sheared to nothing. I looked like dead. I looked like somebody was doing my makeup that also embalmed me. I know that's morbid, isn't it? But that's what it looked like when I started buffing it out. So I don't think I'm gonna end up loving this very violet shade. These puffies do not work super duper great. There's the very violet shade. Do you see how white based it is? It might as well be a white blush at this point. I keep trying, but like it's not picking up a ton of product. What if I mixed those two? There it goes, finally. What if I mixed those 2 shades together? I think that's what we're gonna try and do. We're gonna try and mix the violet. Oh, these just make a mess. Me trying to put the cat back on with this pink one. That's what we're gonna do. Oh my gosh, that's right. This purple one stains. This one, the orange one in Fizzy whatever, Flirty Fizz, also stains. The other one did not stain at all. So you know they're a staining formula. I just threw on some foundation. I threw on the reformulated Best Skin Ever. I picked this up on the very last day of the Sephora savings event. The 16-hour wear natural finish foundation. The original was one of my favorite foundations ever. It was one that, I'm trying to get center. There's all this stuff going on in the back. My house is crazy. It was one of my absolute favorites. I almost used the whole thing up and I almost never use foundations all the way up. So I repurchased it on the last day because the Sephora savings event had like, what, 30% off of everything? And this is already not that expensive anyway. So far, I've been wearing it like the last 3 days and it's fabulous, but 10N is a little bit too deep for me and it has an absolutely terrible smell, but it is 100% exactly what they say. Kind of a natural finish with about 16 hours wear. I mean, I'd say that's probably pretty close. It is not matte, not dry, not heavy. This is one of those foundations that more is less. You know, you can like really use a lot of this and it just looks so freaking skin-like. I just love it. It's not super long lasting and not super high coverage, but I just thought I would mention it. I'm going to go into the Nikkia Joy powder now. I've used this a couple of times. I think this is now going to be the 3rd time that I've used it. But guys, even though I think it's good oil control, it's also great into the under eyes. This does not look heavy. I think that it is good for oil control. And it's just kind of one of those like, hello, you know, can you just be natural, but also set me down the way that the Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder does? You guys, if you could hear what my house, I mean, I'm sure you hear some of it, but if you guys could actually hear what the inside of my house sounds like, I don't know why my children always sound like they're being scalped. Then there's my cat outside the door telling me, let me in. My other cat was just in here giving me grief. My dogs, it's just crazy. Do you guys have like a crazy house? It's just me. I have 3 dogs, 2 cats, 2 children, a husband, and me. It's a good old time. That smells quite genuinely like I made hot chocolate and Christmas on my face. Natasha Denona is also running a sale, but then so is everyone else. I'm gonna use the Natasha Denona liquid bronzer in the shade Bamboo, which is like amber light. This is the absolute best liquid bronzer in the whole entire world because it's like a liquid but feels like a cream. It dries perfectly and it's bronzy without being orange and disgusting. Let's get your hair out of there, would ya? It's not like necessarily neutral, but it's not overly warm either. And because it's more like a cream than a liquid, it's not hard to apply. It's actually like extremely easy for a liquid. It's not overly liquidy, which is really nice. Oops, I just went really heavy on that side. That's okay, we'll just add more on this side to even it out, shall we? This is the best liquid bronzer on the market. I think Natasha's sales right now are like 40% off site-wide. I think I was peeking around. And then of course I was in Ulta looking at the I Need a Warm palette today and it looked absolutely fabulous, where I haven't picked up a Natasha palette since the Xenon palette. What was that black and gray one? I feel like that was like the last one that I picked up. Or was the Yucca after that? So it's been a minute. But that I Need a Warm has a duochrome in it that looks stunning. But then I was like, wait, don't even try and get that at Ulta because Natasha is running her sale on her site and I don't think it was discounted at Ulta. Anyway, I think I went a little heavy. That's okay. We're gonna leave it. Let's go ahead and go into the ABH mascara. Now, you know, those For You pages, when they get me, they get me. Because this wand doesn't look like it's picking up a lot of product and it doesn't look overly pigmented to me based on what I like. But for $10, we're willing to try it. I think that it took me too long to put this loose pigment on for what I feel like it ended up giving me on the eyes. But it's still so pretty. You know, the thing with loose pigments I think that I like is that they give you a lot of what an indie shadow does, but it's not very creamy with binding oils, and so you don't get the thickness on the eyes. So I think as far as like, as my eyes get older, I think it definitely, you know, I get the duochrome shift without the texture, and I think that's why I'm kind of drawn to these loose pigments recently. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this sucker right on the eyeballs. Please be pigmented, please be pigmented. Is Jeffrey a liar? Immediately this formula is too wet for me. I mean, you know, the tube could dry out or whatever, but like, it's too wet. This foundation looks so good on the skin. It's quite literally just a tremendous natural finish. It doesn't look heavy or dry. It's great for my skin this time of year. I mean, this mascara is okay. I'm not blown away. Sometimes it takes the mascara to dry out slightly before it gets better, in my personal opinion. And this is brand new, so I don't know. It's what it is. It is what it is. I mean, it's giving length and you can see it. It's not as pigmented as some of my mascaras, you know? And I don't personally love formulas that are too wet because then they slip through the lashes. I don't think they build up volume as good as you'd want them to for something that claims to be volumizing when the formula is too wet. But you know, I have hated mascaras when opening the tube and testing the mascara for the first time, and then they became my absolute favorite. And then I've had the opposite reaction too. So gosh, mascaras are the one thing that's like really hard to do a first impression. So the For You page from Jeffree Star, see these wands, I just nicked my eye with the whole like, oh, I think it's absolutely fabulous. I don't know how many coats he did, but I'm a one coater. I'm a one coater kind of gal. I don't even know what that means. Like, what is a coat? I just keep going until I like it and without sticking it back in. So does that mean it's one coat if you don't stick the mascara back into the tube? And also, one of the best things about mascaras is how they wear and if they flake or whatever. So trying on a mascara like a foundation is half the battle. That is neither the best mascara nor the worst mascara I have ever tried. I don't know. I don't feel like it got very close to the lash line on this side, and part of that problem is this stupid wand. I like when they're smaller bristles. I don't know. It's kind of chunky. Like, it's not leaving them like super fluttery. I don't know. This is, again, just not the worst and not the best mascara that I've ever tried. So I'm glad it was $10. All right, one thing that I have to show you before we move on, and I don't think this is really part of like the Black Friday-ness that we're talking about tonight. However, this is part of like a limited edition holiday thing that Dior is doing. They're doing free inscriptions, or they're putting your name, personalizations on their limited edition Rouge Couture color lipsticks right now. And they have 3 different shades if I'm not mistaken. So this is the limited edition Velvet. They call it Edition Limitée on the top, and the shade is 999. So I did get this straight from the Dior website, obviously, and they personalized it. Oh, ta-da! They didn't really like let me pick the case, but I obviously got to personalize, oops, it's upside down, the name on it. But you know, these are refillable, so you can keep these cases. The limited edition is the holiday imprint, I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to be putting this on, but it is absolutely stunning. I'm gonna wear it. I totally am. There's no way I bought this for myself. The personalization was free. These normally with the case retail for $55. So it's the Couture. It's basically like a matte formula. They call it a floral lip care long wear. Yeah, I mean, it is very, very floral, and that is what they call it, but you get to keep that case. So the personalization was free. The lipstick itself with the case was $55. And I think, again, that they're doing this for a limited edition for holiday. I've seen Michelle Wong have hers like personalized like this, and I think that they sent it to her like that, like as in PR. I mean, I had to pay for mine. What are you gonna do? But you know, ever since then, I've always like wanted to get one for myself. So I think that was pretty cool. And they're probably still running that deal. I'll try and link it below if I can find it. It was kind of like one of those emails that I got, and it said something about, you know, for your birthday or for the holiday or something like that, you can do this. So I did. Let's get these blush on. We're gonna go ahead and mix both of these shades together because I think that that's what this this eyeshadow wants me to do. So I'm gonna, oh god, these puffs are disgusting already. I'm just not a fan of these puffs. And the purple one doesn't come out very well at all. Like, whereas the other one was like gushing out on me. This is not working super duper well. They feel like very, very different formulas. The ones that don't have shimmer feel like more of a matte finish. The purple lilac that is not a shimmer finish does not. So this is like what I'm getting. The 2 shades mixed together. I mean, yeah, as long as it doesn't come out too white based, I think we'll be okay. Very liquidy. Oh, there goes my daughter. So I am afraid it's gonna disturb the foundation, but fortunately it's nice natural finish foundation, not too full beat. So it should be all right. Look at the white base. It almost like pH changes. That purple, when it gets to your skin and you saw how it stains, I feel like it gets whiter as the blush builds up. I'm gonna add some more of that pink in because it's kind of diffusing out into nothing. And I'm getting too white of a base. See the purple? Oh, it's so white based. Yeah, the purple's no good for me. And then this is just like separating the foundation. Okay. Well, you guys just look at it from way back there. Don't look at it too close up, and we'll see if the formula dries down. That color is very nice with this eye look, but the purple by itself is awful on me. I always worry that these lilacs or these purples are gonna be too white based, and they absolutely are. The very final thing today, you guys, is a lip kit that I got from P.Louise. It's the Nice List. I think this was part of their like Christmas releases. It's with your lips in mind, 3 of a kind lip liners. So it's a set of 3. I've opened one and I think that it was like more on the brown side. Yeah, I think I would like to get one that's more cool toned for this look specifically, which I really, oh, I just dropped one. Dang it. Which I really only have one. Look what I just did. Broke the tip off. These are creamy. This one is in Captured Heart. These are very nude shade pencils. I mean, they're nice and big and wooden sharpenable pencils. This one is in Cherished. Very warm toned, but like chestnut brown. Not chestnut, like walnut brown. I think the other one's more of like a chestnut, whatever that means. And Dusk Till Dawn, very deep, more burnt brown color. So these are very nudie shades, and I don't have a lot of nudes that I like, so that's one of the reasons that I got it, but also the kit was really affordable. Oh, it's like stained the desktop. These are long wear. How does a lip liner stain the top of the desk? I'm gonna take a Pat McGrath lip pencil in Cosmic Vibes. I don't know if this is, man, this is so white based, this blush, but mixed together, they're not bad. But if you guys could see up close, we are definitely messing with the foundation underneath. So like, I wanted something deeper that I could put down under this, lip gloss from Half Magic. So I want to coat the whole lips, and I wanted cool tone, and I kind of wanted deep. Like I definitely want a pigment going here. It was like so hard to get on, like all over. It's so matte. That's okay. That lip gloss over top of it is gonna take care of it. Yeah. It just needed like a deep berry matte color underneath. And I don't have this in a liquid lip. I don't have very many liquid lips. So like it need, oh. Ooh, stop it. All right, let's get this highlighter on and then we're done. We are obviously doing the highlighter one in Moon Tears, because the other ones are kind of like blush toppers or blush colored shades. But this one is just gonna complete the look. Oh, my sparkles. The sparkles here are insanity. Oh, it's all sparkles, you guys. You know, I've been getting rid of highlighters that are super duper sparkly lately, but then I'm also like, listen, as long as the sparkles are dense and they stay, it's a moment. It's a moment. Just do it all over the blush, basically, and you're fine. I totally think that we achieved what I was hoping to achieve today. And it's so late in the night. Who's gonna enjoy this makeup look with me? But me. Well, this is the look, y'all. Like, this is what I wanted. Match the shirt. Give me something cool toned, you know, for the upcoming winter that we don't really have here in Florida. This was on the longer side, but still, it was to target the things that I know that I wanted, do a try on, talk about the fact that there are literally sales everywhere. So if it's something you think you wanted, as long as you know where you're going with it, then you can kind of check out the site. So anything that you've kind of wanted on your wish list, that's where I would go. This is not an ultimate guide to tell you which sites have what and how long they're gonna go, but it was my version of it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are not currently subscribed, you know what I say. I hope you subscribe so you can stick around, you guys. I'm out of here, and I hope to catch you all in my next video. Bye, guys.